I cut my hair and I cannot wait to read all of the comments asking what gender I am, as if it fucking matters. What's up, guys? My name is Kay, and I wanted to make an update to my video about the Velvet Sundown, which is the AI band that we were at the time speculating if Spotify was pushing this music project, whatever. But I wanted to give you guys like a proper update on the situation, the new information that has come out, just so that we can all be on the same page. And I wanted to answer a few questions that I received in the last video. Mainly, the main question I really got was like, why does it matter? Who cares? So we're going to talk about that for sure. So since my video where they had about 330,000 monthly listeners at the time, they have surged to over 1 million, which is, again, just ridiculous. And clearly, even, some people are saying like, well, they have 1 million listeners now because like the popularity of people in the media talking about this band. Okay, maybe a little bit, but like to this extent is crazy. Like it's definitely, this can't be organic in any way. 1.1 million monthly listeners right now. Their top song is Dust on the Wind, which is clearly a ripoff of Kansas's song Dust in the Wind. Has 1.1 million streams. I don't think this is real at all. Okay, wait, it's showing me that there's 2 albums with the same name currently out. Floating on Echoes and Floating on Echoes. I'm just seeing if there's any differences between these two or if it's just like a double, like they fucked up. I don't really know what's going on. Everything looks weird on their Spotify. They have an up and coming album apparently that comes out in 6 days, but I have a feeling it'll drop at midnight tonight because that's what they did last time. They just said nothing's real. Nothing's real. People are calling this like a streaming success, but I disagree. I think that it's just fake. A couple people have popped up on various social media claiming to be a part of this project. They're not. Deezer flagged their artwork as AI assisted. Spotify has not labeled them though, so that's interesting. There's an alleged spokesperson for the project, which, by the way, the problem with being an AI generated like band that has no real people is that anybody can claim to be a part of this just to get the clicks and the story and the headlines and stuff. And we can't verify any of this unless you show me your Suno account or however you made this music. This alleged spokesperson revealed that the band is indeed an art hoax crafted using Suno, which is a text-to-music AI platform, by the way. We knew this, but it's nice that somebody actually admitted to it. There needs to be more transparency about this kind of thing, though. I think that's like the big thing here, and the biggest part of this update is that if this is going to go ahead, which a lot of people in the comments are saying this is already happening. By the way, I went to a music studio to film like some behind the scenes stuff for a bluegrass artist that has played for like Dolly Parton. The studio was actually sick. Taylor Swift has recorded there, Garth Brooks, the Dixie Chicks, the list goes on. Lots of really talented country artists, and this bluegrass artist that I was filming for was also recording there, like a live session, like tracking live with a full like ensemble. It was really cool, and they're just so damn talented. But when I got there, this was a topic of conversation. So I was talking to the engineer that was actually recording the music, and he was saying, there's a credit now for a prompter in music. So like artists and writers are already using AI to write lyrics and get ideas for whatever music. And that person now can get an official credit as an AI prompter, which like, I think AI is going to be huge. It already is, but there are listings that I've seen online for prompters for the AI to basically train the AI models. And you can make thousands and thousands of dollars doing this, which is sick. But the fact that you can like get an actual like quote unquote legit credit in music for being an AI prompter, just like, it's a little weird to me, but I don't make the rules. Obviously, Spotify is massively under scrutiny right now because of this. It's not just Spotify. Obviously, Deezer is the main platform where you can upload this kind of music, if you will. So they're definitely coming under fire. Because, the people that do listen to music on Spotify, I don't think they understand how little artists actually get paid. And if AI, and here's the answer to why is this a problem? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm just going to keep making my music, blah, blah, blah. Great for you, but we're already not making any money through streaming platforms. Meanwhile, the CEO of Spotify just invested like $300 billion or something. I don't even know the number. I should probably look up the number so that I'm not just saying things out of my ass. Yeah. Okay. So Daniel Ek has invested 600 million euro. Wow, that's crazy. Into a venture capital firm. This one says 700 million. I don't know if that must be in USD. So 600 million euro into an AI military defense contract company called Helsing. The only thing they better be killing over there is vampires with a name like Helsing.
My life, my job is to vanquish evil.
If you don't, go watch a movie. Somehow he has his hands on 600 million euro to just like put into this defense contract company, which is insane and just goes to show that we as artists could be getting some of that money, but instead he took it all and now he's putting it into AI military applications that will probably go on to kill people. So that's where we're at. At this music studio, they had one of Garth Brooks' like plaques for #1 song on there. And if you don't know, Garth Brooks is one of the only artists that doesn't have music on streaming because he makes a ton of money still selling physical CDs. And I think that's such a flex. And I would love to go back to selling physical CDs, which I do, by the way. I literally have physical CDs up on the Chasing Satellites website if you do want to go get one. But they are, one, expensive to get made, and two, people don't really buy them that much. And the minimums, by the way, for buying CDs and for like tour and stuff, I had to buy 500 CDs and it was about $3,000 because and this is the cheap version. They outsourced to the Czech Republic to get these printed, which is just wild. But I was under like a time constraint as well, so that's also partially my fault. But that being said, it's very expensive to get things printed and mocked up and, the whole process. Shipping, by the way, like 500 CDs is not cheap. So that's also great. I'm sure there's better, cheaper ways to do it, but this was the best that my friends over at Go Circus Apparel and Go Circus Merch helped me source out these CDs. So yeah, I would love to go back to selling physical music, but people are just like there are no CDs in cars. And I think that push was probably made by platforms like Apple and Spotify. I'm sure there was some investment into car companies that would remove CD players and just put like Bluetooth and USB-C ports and Apple CarPlay. It is Apple CarPlay, right? So Apple has the like IP over the music on demand in a car situation. So that means that they obviously invested very heavily into getting CD players out of cars and putting digital options into cars. So that just goes to show you that like this was all a part of their plan. So now if you want to buy a CD, you're going to have to go buy a CD player, which you can only get really like on eBay. So that's, I would love to do that. But for now, it seems like physical discs are mostly just like a collector's item. Even vinyl. I know there's like a big resurgence in vinyl right now, which is dope, but I still think that mostly people are getting that stuff as like a collector's item, especially if they do different variants. Like Linkin Park did like a bunch of variants. I know Billie Eilish did a bunch of variants. So yeah, it sucks, but obviously the community, I got a lot of comments saying like, thanks for talking about this. I'm definitely canceling my Spotify. I had other people say that they've taken their music off of Spotify, which is a bold move. I know there are other platforms that pay a little bit more, but it's like marginal. It's like a small amount. So it's not really helping us in a lot of ways. But I did want to like talk about some of the industry and legal implications of this situation. So there are some lawsuits taking place currently. some of the major labels, probably like Universal and Warner and Aria, they are suing AI music platforms like Suno and Udio for alleged copyright infringement. They're using music that is copywritten to train their AI models. So this is a massive issue for artists. There are a bunch of like different forums, including Reddit, but there is a group here in Nashville called Source, and they are hosting panels on AI and creator rights. Debates include whether tracks primarily machine generated constitute copyrightable content. And as you guys saw in my last video, none of that music, if you read the pinned comment, by the way, because I did say I'd let you guys know if my music was copywritten in that video, it was not, because nobody can own the copyright of an AI generated thing because it's not real, and you didn't make it original, so you can't copyright claim it. Source, if you guys do another one of these panels, I would love to come talk about AI and music from the perspective of not only an artist, but someone in the music industry as well. I do video work and photography, so those things, the AI is infringing on those things. For example, Adobe is raising their subscription price yet again, as per usual. Man, I remember back in when I was studying film production, I had Adobe on a disc, like on a CD-ROM, if you will. And now I probably sunk thousands and thousands of dollars over the years on this Adobe subscription, and it sucks. But they're raising their subscription price currently because there are a bunch of new AI features that none of us asked for, by the way, being added to the Adobe suite. And you can't opt out of that. And if you try to cancel your subscription to Adobe, they charge you a cancellation fee, which is fucking ridiculous. So thanks for that, Adobe. As far as, the growth of this AI music, obviously we have some deep fake tracks and some like AI created tracks that I've actually talked about on this channel before. There was one that came out recently from a group who's one of their members, and I'll link to this if you guys want to check it out. One of their members actually spent most of the band's money on OnlyFans subscriptions and like private messages and stuff. The band was called Gel and the song was called Gooners, the AI song. So somebody like made an AI song and was somehow able to get this uploaded to the actual artist's Spotify. And I reacted to that song because it was freaking ridiculous. It was just their apology letter in the form of a song, basically. And the song was removed from Spotify. So the only place you can actually like hear the freaking song is on my YouTube channel because I ripped it off of Spotify, which is crazy. But yeah, that was a wild situation. Fake Drake duets. I know this is a big thing in like podcasting world as well. I know Joe Rogan's had a bunch of deep fake podcasts made where he says things that he's never actually said. So it's definitely a problem. Additionally, there is an investigation by Swedish SVT, which suggests the AI banned the Velvet Sundown's Instagram and TikTok accounts trace back to Italy based on IP analysis, but researchers caution that they could be spoofed. Obviously, you can kind of spoof anything on the internet. They definitely like looked at different social media accounts and they all seem to be kind of tracing back to that same IP. The top country is Sao Paulo, Brazil, actually. But it's quickly followed by Sydney, Melbourne, London, and Stockholm, Sweden. So those are our top cities for this fake-ass band. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens from there. There's a media outlet called The Fader, and I will link to their story down below. But they kind of broke down this entire thing in writing. And allegedly, some prankster used a fake persona under the name Andrew Frelin to fool media outlets, and the band's statement on July 5th confirmed that they are an intentional synthetic music project blending human vision with AI execution. I'll put that down below if you guys want to go like read that article. Again, like we can't confirm any of this because it is a fully AI project. So like anyone could say anything about being involved with this and it may not be true. Going over 1 million is crazy. Like that's a massive spike from 2 weeks ago at 350,000. Like I know that Sleep Token blew up very quickly, but theirs took 12 days to hit the next threshold. These guys took like probably 7. So pretty notable for a band that's not even on like blowing up on TikTok or any other social media platforms. Hopefully this whole artist just gets taken off of Spotify. There was another person that created 300 AI artists and flooded Spotify with them to try to get a bunch of money. And now they're being sued for like, just an astronomical amount of money. So we could see that happen again here, depending on where this creator is located in the world. And what's interesting is like we were warned that this kind of thing was going to happen and that we needed to get the legislation in place quickly, but everyone was just very like slow to do it, and now it's affecting more people. But yeah, in the wake of this ban, I think this is going to be a problem moving forward. Obviously, it's AI slop, but if there's enough slop, that's all there will be, and that's not great. Also, just to note, back in February, a group of artists, over 1,000 artists, they kind of got together, and some of them include Kate Bush and Damon Albarn. They created a silent album called Is This What You Want? It came out in February, and it was meant to protest unlicensed AI training, which sent a powerful message, obviously. And just to go back to the question of why does this matter? Like, why should we care? Why should you give a shit about this? Honestly, like, music is a reflection of lived experiences. So when AI generates music that is about like human experiences, listeners can feel super like manipulated, which is a big problem, especially when those creators are like pretending to be human. Like the Velvet Sundown has a lot of stuff about like going to war and coming home from war, but like you never been to war if you're a computer, okay? Unless you're fighting bugs and viruses. But yeah, like if this continues, like how are listeners going to be able to trust whoever's behind the music when it's just being like falsely manipulated? It's a very big issue. Secondly, like the main thing that I would like to bring up is the financial impact on real artists. If AI generated songs continue to flood the market the way that they are currently, it's just going to unfortunately make it harder for real artists to get put on those big playlists and earn fair royalties, because if more and more AI bands exist and they're making royalties, people are going to stop thinking that they need to make their own original music, and they'll just join the AI train. And then those of us that like to make music and want to make a living on music will not be able to do so because it will be oversaturated by AI slop. So that's a problem. Those playlist slots is like a big thing as well. Also, again, a lot of these AI models are being trained on actual real copyrighted music without permission, by the way. So it's like, yeah, it's not a good thing. It's feeding thousands of human songs into an AI training model without our consent, and not good. AI isn't the villain here. Exploitation is. The issue isn't just how the music is made. It's about who profits, who gets erased, and who decides what art is worth. I don't know if I'll do another update unless something crazy significant happens. I think I have other things that I would like to talk about, but I really do enjoy doing these longer form, like deep dive talks, and you guys seem to enjoy them as well. So thank you guys for listening. And if you liked it, stick around for more. I did just do a video on the history of politics and music. I feel like a lot of people say things like artists shouldn't speak on their political beliefs, but I disagree. And that video kind of explains why. Music has always been political, so I think that it's important that we talk about it. So if you guys want to go check out that video, enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, keep enduring. Peace. Also, Chasing Satellites is in the semifinals of the Battle of the Bands under Top Hitmaker. If you want to help us potentially win $50,000 and get to perform at the Global Citizen Festival and get showcased by Rolling Stone, please go vote for us so we can make it farther in the competition. Thanks, guys.